how you doing? Doing chicken sweet and sour tonight. So first things first, make sure you wash your hands. Okay, so I've washed my hands, done that. I've prepped the veg as well. So you can see that I've got some green beans here, I've got some red pepper, I've got some bean sprouts. This is for decoration, some spring onion, and I've also cut the chicken up. Got to tell you that you need to cut the chicken on a separate board, wash your hands after you've you touched the raw meat. Okay. I've got a pan heating. Okay, so there's a little bit of oil in there. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the chicken into there now, so I've done that. And I'm going to put the green beans in as well. Okay. Okay, so let me tell you how much I've got. I'm going to do this in grams, so I've got about 200 grams of chicken. There, I've got about 150 grams of bean sprouts. I've got about 100 grams of green beans. I've got one red pepper and a couple of spring onions there as well. Okay, so that's a little bit on there. You'll see that cooking at the moment. Just browning the chicken up. Now the reason I put the green beans in with it is that the green beans are quite crispy and crunchy. They'll take a little bit longer to cook when you stir frying them. You don't have to put them in though. They are an optional. I just quite like them. If you want to, you could use mange tout instead. So mange tout or green beans just adds a little bit of crispiness to it, and of course a bit of colour. Okay, so the chicken's browning quite nicely. It's doing well. You may have noticed that next to that pan on my wok, I've got a pan of water ready. Okay, so that's for the egg noodles. Right, so the egg noodles are going to go in there in a little while. Just doing a little bit of stirring, a bit of stir fry in the wok. There's a couple of things that are extra. I've already told you about the green beans. Or if you want to put mange tout in, that's a little bit extra. There's something else that I put in that it adds a little bit to it. Again, this is optional. Okay, so it's a Chinese 5-spice. So it's a seasoning. You can get it from Schwartz. Chinese 5-spice, really nice. Add a tablespoon. Okay, that's it. Just a tablespoon. When it's cooking here like this, so I'm going to show you. That's it. Stir it around. That's it. That's all you need. Okay. Now listen. This is my recipe. So you know, this is how I do it. This is what I like. Stir it around. Away it goes, and that's it. Nicely done. Okay. Chinese 5-spice. Okay. So once you've added the 5-spice, leave it for about a minute. You know, to get the flavour into the chicken. Remember, the chicken's still cooking. Then add your pepper. Now, if you want a different flavour, you know, use a green pepper, use a yellow pepper. If you want to put something different in, but listen, it's red, yellow or green pepper, all three if you like. It's entirely up to you. So put your pepper in, stir it around a little bit, doing quite well. Now there's a couple of options, you know, because this is really quick. You can do this in 20 minutes. It's really just the longest thing it takes to cook is the chicken. So that's all we're waiting for. So, you know, let's just get this going. That's really lovely. Now there's a couple of things here that you may have seen in the picture in the start. So we've got some soy sauce. Okay, so I've got dark soy sauce here. And I've got some ketchup mayonnaise. Okay, so this is like a thick ketchupy kind of sauce. It's like a thick soy sauce, I guess. So you can get these, get this locally. I can get that in my local Asian shop, and they've usually got it there. So that's really important ingredients because that's what's going to make the sweet and sour. All right. So the Chinese 5-spice, put it in, don't put it in. It's entirely up to you. And then the ketchup mayonnaise and the soy sauce. Well, you can put it in now if you want. And that's going to, coat the chicken. It's going to go into the chicken. It's going to be fine. It's going to be not a problem at all. Or you can put it in later, so after the noodles. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in the bean sprouts now, because we're starting to, cook everything and get everything going. So I'm just grabbing all the bean sprouts and getting those in. See, bean sprouts are now in. Okay, just pushing it around. If it gets a bit dry and you think it's going to start to stick to the pan or anything like that, turn your pan down a little bit or add a little bit of water. All right, nothing wrong with that, but only a little bit of water. Don't get carried away. Okay, we're going to do that. What we're going to do now is I'm going to start to heat the water for the noodles, because we get into that kind of stage now. So I'll see you in a bit. Okay, look, I said that there's two ways you can add the soy sauce and the catsup manis. So you can add it before or after the noodles. I like it before the noodles because I like it to soak into the chicken and everything else that's going on. Just to let you know as well, bean sprouts, I don't normally put bean sprouts in, but I'm filling it up with that. So the normal recipe would be just mange tout, chicken, and the pepper. So I'm going to put the catsup manis and the soy sauce in. So it's going to be a tablespoon of each. I'm going to do that, and then I'm going to get back and show you what it looks like. Okay, so here it is. I'll put the soy sauce in, I'll put the catsup manis in. You can see now it's a little bit different. Okay, it's doing well. What else can I tell you? Well, listen, if you don't want your bean sprouts to be all limp and lifeless, I don't mind that. I'm quite into that. So I quite like them to be like that. But if you want them more crunchy, of course, they're bean sprouts, why wouldn't you? Put them in later, put them in close to the end. Or indeed, give them a couple of minutes in a separate pan, a separate wok. If you want to. So that's something else that you can do. Like I say, I don't normally put bean sprouts in, but this is just a little bit extra for today. I've got some others that I might put in a little bit later as well. Some more bean sprouts. Right, the noodles are in. So I've boiled the water up. The noodles are in. This should only take about 3 or 4 minutes. They're there, just breaking them up. I've got a couple of nests in there, and you'll see bubbling away quite nicely. Is our sweet and sour. Obviously, this is for 2 people. Literally, if you want to, if you want 4 people, just double up. So 2 tablespoons of stuff, and it's entirely up to you. Mix it up. If you want your basic, it's going to be chicken, it's going to be noodles, it's going to be the pepper, it's going to be the soy sauce and the catsup manis, and that's it. There is no more. And it'll take about 20 minutes to cook. Okay. Back for the final in a bit. When your noodles are done, and it only takes about 4 minutes. There you go. There's the timer going off. So yeah, it only takes about 4 minutes for your noodles to get done. Stick them in the pan with your sweet and sour into the wok and stir it around. Okay, so there you go. So it's doing really nice. Listen, this is where you can add the soy sauce and the catsup manis. It's up to you when you do it. Like I say, I like to drop it in early, I should say, and then it cooks in a lot deeper. The taste into the chicken. So let it warm up a little bit, and then we're going to serve it up, and I'm going to show you the final dish. And we're done. Okay, so I'm serving it up now. There we go, and what I'm just going to do is, remember the spring onions from the start? I'm just going to sprinkle the spring onions, the raw spring onions. They've not been cooked at all, so I'm going to sprinkle the raw spring onions over the top of that. And of course, we've got some oriental crackers to serve with it as well. Speak to you soon. Bon appetit.